Grigio. By that. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hey. Hey guys.
I'm the Chew.
Fuck. Oh fuck. And we were just talking about how loud I can be, bitch.
Anyways.
Hey everyone.
Hey guys.
Oh, slay. That was not at
Little
all
high
good.
note moment.
I don't know why.
No, it was brilliant
I just
actually.
hit an Ariana Grande note.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to...
It's a joke.
They're right behind me, aren't they? But is it?
And to start this off, we're going to recite a recent piece of classic literature we found on TikTok.
Shit. I'm going to take lead on this.
Okay.
It's giving Judy Garland. It's giving in your manic era. It's giving manic pixie. It's giving I'm not giving anything. I'm taking. Give it to me. Give me that. I'm kidding.
And that's what you call mimicry.
And to cheers.
Oh wait, we should give the ad to the person who actually did that because it's a funny TikTok when we're not blaring
I'm
in
gonna
your
go
ears
find.
about
Okay, yeah. So that's a TikTok. We didn't even fucking cheers, bitch.
I didn't swallow it. Oh, so
Slay.
hello guys, welcome back. We are drinking Pinot Grigio at the moment. Did we say that?
That one is delicious. Well, I did mention it.
Fucking delicious. I guess we're Pinot Grigio girls this episode.
On the Pinot.
Nah, Pinot
Grigio
Grigio girls.
girls. Sorry, I don't know if we were continuing with that.
No, I can look her up because you have headphones on. That's a lot, and I know the
It's
TikTok.
okay. I have it saved.
No, I got it, guys.
I'm gonna scream.
No, please let me have this once.
I'm trying to be an iPod toddler.
Okay, work.
So it's a
taking.
TikTok I found the other day. I'm taking. Give it to me. A TikTok I found the other day.
I'm also eating bonbons, so there's that.
The TikToker's name is Clara Kiwi.
She also did that really famous one where it's like,
I don't relate to you.
Oh my god, it's playing in my room. That was the scariest shit in the world. Hold on. That's so embarrassing. What's really funny? You know what's really funny, actually?
I don't relate to you.
Anyways. Come on, is that...
I watched her act for the second time again.
At Clara Kiwi _ KLARA KIWY.
Support women in STEM.
KIWI. That's what I said. _ Gosh, she is so funny.
I was
no
saying to
reason.
Connor today how we've come into such a collapsed point of like Gen Z humor where everything is like there's so much levels of memery and like depth to memes that like now even
the hell up.
that's
Sorry.
a subgenre of like TikTok comedy. Those people who pretend to be like slightly cracked and slightly fucking off key. And it's like a whole genre in itself, which is so weird. 'Cause it's such a specific thing that you can't really describe.
And it's so funny to me specifically because I am cracked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
we can
don't
see.
have an excuse. So I'm just like, it's really nice to see people. It's inclusivity. You know what I mean?
It's the representation that we need to see.
It's my representation.
Representation matters.
In my manic era, Judy Garland. Garland, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting mixed up with Orla Gartland.
No, that's a different kind of girl.
Orla Gartland, more like Orla shit at music.
More like Orla gorgeous at music.
No, I had this moment the other day. Well, you know what? It's actually so funny because I like keep having this moment where I'm like, no one does it like Orla fucking
No one
Gartland.
gets it like I do.
Oh my god, nobody's doing it like she is.
No one fucking gets it as well because I don't have anyone who stands Orla on the same level.
Can I be
as
really
me.
honest with you? Since we started recording, I don't think I've actually heard a word that you said.
Well, it is recording.
No, as in personally.
Oh, just you haven't intaken the processing of it.
Like only now am I realizing
yeah.
you're talking to me. No, but like
you
only
said
now.
this is the first time I've realized this is a joint podcast.
Oh, truly. Only now though am I realizing that I'm also contributing to conversation. You know what I
As
mean?
in the goal of a podcast.
Like, no, I just have ADHD.
That's not real.
You know what? Buy erasure.
We just started gaslighting and fucking erasing each other.
That's my favorite thing though. Like if you like briefly insult me and like even if like the tiniest thing, obviously it's a joke. But I said, I will only like now just say buy erasure. I'm not even gonna like upset
and it's
you.
funny because we're both queer men who
are being
you're
erased.
pan and I'm bi.
Don't speak for me.
But actual
I'm
bi erasure
pan.
is actually really fucking annoying.
Bi erasure is really fucking annoying. Girl, I'm not even gonna get into pan erasure because let's not.
Do you know what? Let's dive into just for a second.
Hi, homophobia. Hi.
No, it's fucking what's it? The call is coming from inside the house. When it comes to like a lot of times with bi erasure,
I had no
and
idea
stuff.
what you meant there. I was like, what?
Well, I think from what I've read as well, a lot of people's experience, but even my personal experience, like the calls coming from inside the house. Like I have people who are like queer and identify as like if they're like gay or lesbian or something, because obviously it's not a bi person doing it. They're like,
you know what I'm realizing? Sorry. We could very easily record this podcast like video right now, but like, just saying, anytime we record here, we could very easily do that.
yeah, you should set your iPod up in a minute because we could just get like a few minutes anyway.
IG.
Oh my god, and we could put it on like and should we? Oh my god, it's the way we understood each other. The viewers didn't hear anything. Okay, so to give context of what we were saying, when we had our old podcast, we did like a little. I really want to do it again. We did like an IGTV thing where it was just like this short little 10-minute podcast, but it was just a video of us, and it was like,
oh yeah, that one.
But that's what I'm saying. You should record a bit of this, and then we can upload it as just a separate little like. This is a clip of the new episode.
Gorge. I'm gonna plug in my iPad for a minute, so while you talk about Bioerasure.
Yes, I'll talk about Bioerasure.
If we bring these mics together, will they scream?
No.
I guess I'll see.
No, that's not.
She's so dramatic.
It's not the same, guys. Yeah, my experience of Bioerasure is just it's this is Bioerasure. No, it's interesting. It's something that I think I only thought about. I only like really started. I don't know. Not that I didn't think about it, because it's definitely. I mean, it's just it's a part of it. But I think it was something that really just came to the forefront of my mind like semi recently, because I was like the amount of like casual. And again, listen, I know that this ain't the like. As always, like I feel like with anything, obviously. It's not like the epitome of like I'm not like, oh, woe is me, but like it's still an issue, like, but I'm not trying to be like this is more like a same oppression as other oppressions, obviously not, but it's just an interesting topic to talk about.
There is no oppression that is equal to another. You know what I mean?
But anyways, I'm talking
just
about
to
this
have
for
that
me,
out.
and I think for us it's interesting because you're the only other guy who I'm like kind of close friends with that is in the same boat.
I'm the only other person that you're
But
close
yeah,
friends
I literally had to like it was just a thing where like people even just offhandedly, but it's like the jokes that's like it's not really a joke and it's not like funny, you're just projecting your insecurity.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds like really like bullshit when I say that, but it's true. What I realize for a lot of, I think for people as well, when it comes to me specifically, my bisexuality. See, I don't know what it's like for what Bioerasure is like.
I was immediately like forgetting what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Gonna be
I
like,
don't know
what's
what,
that?
obviously I don't know what the experience is like for like women or even like non-binary people, or like that kind of thing where you're running in like more the like lesbian, like queer women community, or like non-men,
or specifically the way that I was thinking about it is queer women versus straight men.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But what I was getting to before I forget it is like, I think what I realized because it was a thing for me as well, like my own, because also that's the gag with like Bioerasure, whatever, biphobia. It's like if you're a bisexual person, you're already bioerasing yourself on a daily basis.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
As in, like, I feel like part of being bisexual is doubting if you're bisexual.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, bitch, I don't want to hear you say it. I've already thought about it.
You know yourself, my personal journey when it comes to like
yeah, and you know mine. Like I used
any label, I suppose.
It's
for
nice
myself.
because it's only even in the last like year I feel like that I've really gotten like comfortable in like my sexuality and like who I am in it, because like even before that, like I knew I was, but I was always like, oh, what if I'm not, whatever, like what if I'm actually just like bi now gay later, which is such
bi now gay
that
later
makes me upset. But
oh my god.
But anyways,
you know what's so funny, like just to give y'all a brief like,
wait, can I say my point first? Because I've tried to get to it 3 times.
I have so much ADHD.
No, it's fine. I keep sidetracking as well. But what I was saying was, I think what I realized recently was like, for some people, it's hard. I think it's like a cognitive dissonance for them because I'm like a feminine like guy, like I'm a femme guy,
right? And
I'm very like gay. So I think the idea of like me because of like air quote obviously, but I think the idea of me because of, you know, like heteronormativity and like masculine kind of like stereotypes, the idea of like me being attracted to like women for some people is like weird because I'm too like gay for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But then I'm like, oh well, that's your problem.
So true, but then I also have that plight with myself.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It used to be a plight with myself
because I'm queer, because I'm a gay man.
I used to be a plight with myself, but then I was like, no, like fuck, I am whatever, and it's not like
it's
you know dependent on how I look.
Wait, I'm gonna fart.
No. Oh my god!
I'm gonna do it again, but I'm not gonna put my mic down. Oh,
Ew, I just sipped wine while also having a bomb.
Yeah, that's gonna curse. Yeah, I'll like fully be like, I can't be attracted to women because I'm a gay man. even though I'm not a gay man. But then if like somebody will say to me being like, oh, you're gay, I'll be like, no, let me clock you on that. Or like somebody be like, oh, I could never picture you with a woman or something. I'd be like, hold your tongue, pipe down.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a
just like,
pan
it's
man.
none of your business whether you could picture it or not.
Yeah. One thing
and like, even
I will
people
say,
who like, because the whole buy now, gay later thing,
hilarious.
it's such bullshit because obviously it's just people. Like, it happens for somebody. I mean, it happened for you, but now you're kind of gone back anyway. But like, it happens for some people, but then people just use it as an excuse, being like, "Oh,
you're not bi because you're going to be gay."
I've had people who were bi now, gay later, who are obviously actually gay, be like to me, "Oh, you're just gay." I'm like, the audacity. I'm fine with me. I'm secure, baby. Are you secure? I'm secure.
Yeah, mine was weird though, because it was like, by now, I was like, I'm bi, I'm gay,
Bi now,
I'm bi,
gay,
I'm gay, I'm pan. Like,
And that's
I had to
also
come out like 18 times, but the gag is I never came out once. Because other people did it for me.
outing.
Everybody,
That's a whole other fucking
you
topic.
can all burn in hell. I can't wait to like, can I tell you what my fantasy of hell is? So I know if hell were a real place, bitch has a residency there. Like, bitch has a paid for premium.
No, but
like,
what I think it
penthouse
is-
there. But
Wait, can I just
Sure.
before I forget, what I think it is with you, if there was a resident hell, is like you'll get to heaven, but just because of many people fucked you over, you'll be the only person allowed a free pass down to hell to participate in their torture.
right, okay, cool.
You have a
I'm
residency,
into
but
that.
like as it's your job.
I'm like
you
a
don't
VIP.
live there.
I'm a VIP.
Yeah.
They're like, you can dine with us.
Satan's like, hey
I'm
girl,
like,
come down.
slay. I'm like,
hey, stop it.
I didn't. I wrote a poem about it once, but it was like a farce poem, and I was so drunk when I wrote it, which is so funny.
Poem writing when you're drunk? Would be
Hilarious, crazy. I have one that I can read to you, and it's 5 sentences long. It won't make sense to anybody except for me. If you want, I'll actually read it to you. It's so funny. I think it's
You
called
should do a reading of it at the end of the podcast episode.
Gorge. I think it's called Gen Z Mona Lisa. I don't know. But
Mona Lisa smile.
my fantasy and like my vision of hell is that like I'm gonna be standing there in full dominatrix getup with a cat of 9 tails that is on fire, and I'm gonna like all the people who wronged on me are gonna be on like vertical rotisseries like chickens, and they're gonna be spinning around. I'm just gonna whip the shit out of those bitches.
And do you know what it
Burn in
is?
hell.
What I always think of.
Am I a sadist? Sure.
No,
Am I a
you've just
masochist?
gotten fucking
Sure.
traumatized and fucked over by a lot of people.
So true, but I also like the pain.
Yeah, because you got. I also think sometimes I'm like, I think some of the worst thing you could do, or like, do you know when it's like I always have this weird like thing where I'm like, it's not necessarily that I'm like I love to see them feel the pain, but it's like when people do like really fucked up things, or like those people like that who just don't get it, I'm like, I wish not even then the like cat of 9 tails, but like that their thing is like physically like transferring your perspective and like the energy and the actual emotion into them, so they can like finally fully understand what they've done. Like
I
that's
was saying
a version
to
of like
Kitty,
fucking hell. I'd be like,
I was saying to Kitty the other day, fucking
especially when it comes to like pathological liars and narcissists and stuff,
just people who like
who completely don't get it.
yeah, like fully don't get, like unwittingly.
It's like I want to like, I think it's very like neurodiverse of me, because I'm like, you need to understand.
Yeah.
But like it would be great if we had the power as humans just to
So
like
idealistic,
inflict
but, like,
the perspective on, not even
yeah.
in a masochistic way, but just be like, this
Just so that you
is
know.
how it
Oh
happened.
my god, this is what I feel like. But that's why one of
Probably
my
solve a lot of
favorite things
communication.
in the world, and
Probably
yes, I'm
worse.
going to talk about American Horror Story again. One of my favorite
I
things
don't know if you
is
have talked about it that much on the podcast.
every single episode I'm like, American Horror is my favorite show.
yeah, but it's for like 3 seconds.
that's true. But
What am I shouting?
why the hell am I shouting, bitch? I'm loud.
As in,
No, one of my favorite things is in season 3 Coven, when they cut off Madame Marie Delphine Lalaurie. They chop off her head and they just sit her
Oh,
head down
yeah.
and force her
In
to watch
front-
like Black American television and shit like that.
yeah.
They literally
That was
forced her to watch
sickening.
it, and then she was understanding, and she was like fucking sobbing because she was like, "Oh no,
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
real
because I
racist.
think that's one of the.
that's like I want to do that."
That's one of the.
Well, I don't want to cut. Well, I do want to cut somebody's head off.
But I do think it's. I think it's part like with those kind of things. It's like that's the worst thing that could happen for those people, is for them to actually have to face themselves.
Understand
One time,
their
Sarah,
their
this is my thing.
wrongdoings.
This is why I love Sarah Chower. I think we've talked about Sarah and Brittany so much times. If you don't know who they are, fucking educate yourself.
Grow up,
Sarah went
bitch. I'd be popping into
famous
this mic. Fuck.
on Vine originally. and now they're just doing content and
Done
stuff with
and
Britney
done. Let me
a lot
pull
of
the
the time,
table
and they
out
also
of
have
my
their own like
ass.
thriving channel, and they're so like genuinely, I'm like impressed by like how like cleverly comedic they are and like witty, and but also some of the shit they say is like so insanely like insightful and smart, but I don't think they even, not that I'm not giving them credit, but I think it's like they don't even, it's like normal for them. They just come out, they're very like
some of the things they'll say like aren't unintentionally
insightful. Like insanely insightful. One of the things they said,
but it's just because they are
exactly. And one of the things they said, which I thought about a lot since, was on their podcast. Go check out their podcast, Violating Community Guidelines. It's my fucking favorite thing ever. But they said they were talking about religion. The topic was on like, I think religious, like, because they do the Violating Community Guidelines is about like internet phenomena, and it was about like religion to do with like influencers like transitioning to Christianity, that weird like pipeline. And they were talking about how like for older people, religions like can serve sometimes, because at a certain point in your life it's too hard to like turn inwards and look at yourself, so you just stop. And I just think that's the way they put it was so well, because it's that thing of like, for those kind of people, it's like they can't they probably won't be able to take it if they actually had to like look at themselves and the whole of themselves.
Sure. I mean, even I myself had a moment the other day.
2 hours ago.
No, I actually can't remember if it was yesterday or today, but I had this moment with myself where I was, it was last night. Yeah, I was after work. But I had this moment with myself where, so I'd been talking about something with somebody at work, just like something introspective and like really emotionally. Oh my god, it's so hard to think about. But I, on my way home from work, I was just like thinking to myself, and then out loud I was like, so many things that I haven't thought about, so many regrets that I haven't thought about. Like, just to give example, like there's somebody that a few months ago I like completely like attacked for no reason. It's not Kid, but that did happen, and I apologize to
Is
Kid.
it the other? I mean,
No. I will explain
I'm gonna
in
be
due
fired.
time. No, I will explain in due time if you want. But I completely like destroyed this person one night, and it's a thing where I didn't think about it at all, because I was like, it's over, and I was like fully being selfish in the sense that like, I have nothing to do with this anymore. I don't have to deal with it. It's done.
yeah.
The same kind of thing that was going on with Kit.
Yeah.
Hence why I didn't apologize for so long, because I was like, it's out of my head. I've done my part. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Which, guys, maybe not the best route to take.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have made. I mean,
Don't
I've definitely
do
done that as
that.
well at some point. I think everyone's done that.
But like, yeah, I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, there's so much introspection that I must do, and
Yeah.
just like general thinking about.
But I think
I
there's
don't think
also
about the situations that I get into, because it hurts too much to look into myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I've already done so much harm to myself in the
Yeah.
past. So like, the idea of actually like thinking and like making active decisions to be a good person is like fucking tough sometimes.
Yeah, but I think there's also, it's safe
Which
to be
is
said, there's
in itself a very human thing.
yeah,
You know.
because that's also the thing. It's very different as well. I think, to clarify on like, it's not like any amount of like looking for those people. It's like extreme cases where like they haven't like, it's like their whole life. You won't be able to. But with like,
Oh yeah,
I feel like it's
absolutely,
different for you because
absolutely.
you can, and like people like that where it's like, I think like you're saying, it's a very human thing to have to like, it's hard to like look inward and introspect on stuff that makes you more uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot. I think it's a lot different in the sense that like you still can. It's something you will do, but like those people are like, when it comes to a point where they are just so like removed from it, it's like if they had to face the totality, because like that's just like, I feel like that's normal like stuff of just like regrets in general and stuff.
I gotta fix that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, that kind of a thing. Whereas with those people, it's like years of like, if it's like abuse, when you're talking about like darker cases,
right, so true.
Or like I'm talking about like
The kind of
pathological
thing
like
where like
liars and
somebody
narcissists
would
and
like somebody's lying to themselves about something for
Yeah,
so long
yeah.
that they start to believe it. Kind
Yeah.
of right.
And it was just a very interesting topic in the sense of like Sarah was saying about how people use religion to like justify it because it's easier. Then at a certain point, looking inward, you like can't anymore when you get to a certain point because it's just too much. So it's easier to just use religion as a like a kind of safeguard and as a like catch-22 being like,
Yeah.
well, I can just pray it away.
Oh
kind of thing.
yes, now
I'm
I know
not
what
saying
you're
that people do
talking
that,
about
but it
in
was just a
context.
very interesting point that Sarah
Yeah.
made. But also getting back, because I do want to get back to this, we straight off topic, but I do want to I want to get back to it about the bad eraser thing that we were talking about, because I do so want to talk about it. But I just think it's one of those things where it's really interesting because a lot of it is the call is
Yeah,
coming from inside the
interesting.
blouse, Trixie said that
in your
before.
own bonnet.
But it's crazy because it's like gay, and that's why I always don't get like gay people who are like transphobic or something
No,
like that.
I will
or gay
never
people who
understand gay people who are transphobic,
Or just,
gay
like-
people who are racist, gay
Yeah.
people who are in any way like harmful toward another person.
Yeah,
What
and
the fuck?
it's like, what are you doing?
What
Have
the-
self-awareness.
Are you serious right now?
It's so
Oh
embarrassing.
my god! Humility.
Humility.
Just baseline.
No,
like,
it's crazy, and like, that's
sentience.
why. And
Oh
obviously,
my
again,
God.
not comparing persons, but that was just another.
That's why I don't like twinks.
That's what. That was another.
I say as an
that was an
active
example.
twink.
But getting back to it in the lens of like the biracial and panracial, it's like it's wild because it's like why like we are
Like,
babe.
we're
you don't get
all
it.
in this.
This is a cruel
together.
joke.
Like,
This is a cruel joke, and I've heard
I'm
that
pouring
it's a
myself another glass of Pinot Grigio.
And I think it's a thing as well. I've heard, like, I think I heard from my friend that who was in the like WLW community,
Right, I
Women
always
Loving
forget
Women.
what WLW
or like the kind of I don't know if
MLM,
that's
DLT,
the
I
inclusive
always-
like whatever name, but like the general like queer like women like the lesbian community and stuff. I'm
Ooh,
fairly
wait,
sure.
Joe,
I don't know
want
how
to say
true
some more?
this is again, but I just heard from a friend that apparently like some of the things for like bisexual like women or like non-binary people who are in like, you know, queer relationships and stuff, it can be a thing where it's like they won't date like a bisexual girl because she's like dated a man. I've heard that. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that.
I've seen it as well. But
yeah.
I've seen it on TikTok where
But it's just
oh,
stuff
no,
like
no.
that where it's like, what are we doing?
See, I saw it in context where like somebody, what was it? Somebody was like, so it was a bi girl who was dating a bi girl, and she was very, very happy in that relationship.
Yeah.
And she was like, I could never see myself dating a man, but I'm still bisexual.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so happy
That, I
with
was
this
just
woman,
about
and
to
I've
say,
been wronged
I was
by
just
so
about to
many
say, that
men
was
in the past.
yeah, that's another major thing is the whole people can't seem to wrap their head around that, like,
Ow, my
if you're a
ballsack.
bisexual person
Sorry.
but you're in like a straight relationship, people are like, well, you're straight now.
Yeah.
Or like you're
Or
in a
you're
gay
gay
relationship.
now.
And I feel like this is a like this is almost like, it's not controversial, but some people find this like hard to believe, but it's true. It's like you can be bisexual and never date a woman or have like even have like sex with a woman in your life, but if you're still like, if you identify as bisexual, you're still, do you know what I
Specifically
mean?
a bisexual man. I'm
Yeah,
presuming
sorry, a
you're talking
bisexual man, let's say.
about. Or
like-
well, a bisexual person who.
Yeah, like
It's okay. My couch just be fucking making that
Girl.
sound. Shit, dude, what you do?
I literally was just propping myself up.
Elliot broke my couch. Kitty, Elliot broke the couch. Kitty.
But it's just that thing. It's like you don't owe people like a 50-50 weird ass warped image of like bisexuality. Like
Bitch,
first I'm
I
gonna date a
am what I
girlfriend and then
am.
I'm gonna have a boyfriend, and then also goes into the bigger question of like how like a lot of people, because I think I said that to my mom once before when I was, because again it's a lot of it is like it comes from your family as well, because they obviously, especially when it comes to Ireland and like
Bitch,
you know
fuck Irish
boomers
people.
and their knowledge
Girl.
of queer people.
I'm kidding about that, by the way.
I was
I
having
would
an
love
argument
to
about
fuck an Irish person. Sorry, I'm gonna stop talking.
I was arguing to my mom about it, and I was like, this is the tip of the iceberg. I was like, if you can't understand that I can be attracted to more than one gender, then you're gonna have a tough time, hon.
You know what? I'm gonna make a YouTube channel dedicated to, you know, the way they have like Super Mario 64 Iceberg Explained. I'm gonna be like bisexuality Iceberg Explained. Like, Pan Iceberg Explained.
But I was gonna say
Pan Iceberg melted, bitch.
if you want to, because I wanted to open up the floor for you to like, if you had an experience, because I don't know what really your experience is. And also one thing before I go on to you is, there was apparently a thing I saw it online a few times, but apparently it was a thing, or maybe it still is a thing, that like it was this online thing that like bi and pan people hated each other, that they were always like, because I know there was a thing where like they were fighting because like pan people were like, bisexuality isn't valid because I'm pan, and like bisexual people were like, well, pan, like obviously not everyone, but I heard that there was like I think it was like a big kind of online thing at some point, that it was like bi people and pan people always fighting. But I'm like, what are we doing? Like I like bikes, you like pans, what's the issue?
What is the issue? That you like a bicycle and I like a frying pan? Do you know what I mean? I personally, and this is actually something that I'm very happy about, because I've had enough trauma.
Oh, you
I
haven't
haven't
experienced?
had much experience with like pan erasure, lies and fallacies. I lied.
But you know what? I have a hot take. I feel like not in
think-
specifically you, but I feel like a lot as well for a lot of people. It's like you don't. Not that you do it because it's a form of pan erasure, but I think it's also for some people, they don't even know, like they don't even kind of again, you can't wrap your head around bisexuality. I feel like for some people, then it's just like a form of paneration itself, where they're like, I just don't even know, like they can't even comprehend what pan is, let alone to start to erase it consciously. You know what I mean?
For sure. See, but like I was gonna say it earlier, I had this experience where somebody at work said to me, he was a very straight man, happens to be one of my favorite people. He's the nicest people.
Is it well known?
No. He's one of the nicest people I've ever actually had a conversation with. Doubt that either of them, that anybody from work is listening except for Alex. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, and Katie.
Oh, we have to have Alex on, but first we have to have Ali on, and then we have a lot
going on. But Connor Casey, he is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. But he said it once in passing. He was like, "You're gay, aren't you?" And I was like, "No, I'm pan." And he was like, "Okay, what does that mean?"
Pots and pans.
And I explained to him what pan meant. And then a few days later, I just walked up to like a few of the guys in work, and they're all straight, and they were talking about something, and then one of them was like, "Oh yeah," and like Boots is gay or whatever, and then Casey, I didn't even do it, but Casey was like, "Actually, he's pan." And they were like, "What?" And Casey was the one who explained it to them, and I was like, "That is one of the fucking nicest things I've ever seen in my life."
Great way to be an ally.
Exactly, but only because he's a straight man. But that has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that he's just a fucking nice person.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
As a person, like that's a great way to be an ally, is to educate people. Because honestly,
and it's so nice to me that that's my experience with being.
I
a
think
pan
as well.
person,
Because also, again, I'm just talking about like my experience and like the concept of it. Like I'm not necessarily saying I've had like loads. I'm lucky in that I haven't had like, I've had a few, but like I haven't had loads of like detrimental like whatever, and I'm secure enough in myself to like be like, girl, shut up if anyone's trying to be like stupid like that. But I do think like that's such a nice thing as well, because I feel like for any like queer person as well, when someone like earnestly asks you to explain like and is like interested in hearing what like this part about yourself, it's so nice. I remember I had like a similar experience to that with one of my friends who actually ended up just being queer anyway, so way to fucking steal.
Police!
But when he was in his straight era, he was like asking me about that, and it was so nice because I was like, thank you for like taking the time to listen.
No, truly.
And then adopt it apparently.
Robbed from the creator, inventor of bisexuality, sitting across from me.
But yeah, I just think it's an interesting topic.
But then it's funny then, because like there's people who in my life who I've held really close to me, and they're like, "You're not pan, you're gay." And I'm like, but you're one of the most important like
that's happened to me as well
in my life right now.
Especially when it comes to like certain like sometimes with like family as well, it can be a thing where it's like, and it's always, that's what sucks about it, is it's a lot of time with that kind of stuff, it can be like very jokey, where it's like, oh, just say you're gay already, and it's like, it's almost worse than you being like, I don't believe you, because it's like this, it's such a like minimal thing to you that you're invalidating my whole like identity that you're making into a joke.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's funny in context, but then if there's no context for it to be funny,
but there's never any context, and it's I also only really find those jokes funny if someone else who gets it is making them.
Well, that like
I'm not gonna be like, if one of my other like queer friends made a joke like that, I wouldn't be like, oh, but it's just more, I obviously am not gonna find it as funny until like someone like you is making that, or someone.
Did I call you gayo the other day?
I think you did, yeah.
Fucking gayo, come on.
But like, I won't find it as funny as if unless someone who is like bi is making it, because it's once again like you
the
get
ironic
it.
Thing.
Yeah, the
you know
ironic.
If somebody doesn't realize
but like
it's ironic, then it's
I
not
wouldn't
funny.
be like. And the thing is, I feel like I just like, it's an interesting topic to talk about, but like if someone was like, it wouldn't be like a thing where I'm like, how dare you? I would just be like, girl, cop on.
No, truly.
Like in a way.
Like, come on. Now think about that again. Would you like to rephrase?
And it's very, I don't know, it's interesting because it's like, it also is just based like anything in like homophobia.
By the way, Elliot is
and,
eating
like, gender.
fucking raspberry bonbons. That's why his muff is being so loud.
My fingers are sticky.
This is why I condemn you for the way that you eat shit. Bitch!
I get oppressed so much in my friend group for the way I eat shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to bi-erase you, but I'm going to erase you because of the way you eat shit. Somebody's texting me, and for what? Never mind, it's fine.
But anyways, that was the left, just a little pivot into fucking, I don't know what, I just like talking about it because it's like,
we haven't been on this podcast in 2 weeks. Let's get fun. Let's get silly, goofy, shitty.
Yeah, that the serious stuff is out of the way. I just like talking about it with like, you specifically say, or someone else who like,
bi people aren't real, pan people aren't real, get over it.
No one is real.
No
We're
one
in
is
a
real,
simulation.
nothing's real.
I was gonna say to address that,
bitch.
I am sorry for.
Shut up.
No, I'm talking to the viewers.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
I would never apologize to you, please.
Wait, bleak.
we do want to apologize for the lack of. We've been very like up and down with the episodes. It's just so fucking busy with
You know what?
You full-time work, I full-time college, among like just then the general stuff of life, and it's just hard to try and get over.
Realizing that this episode is meant to be up now, like hours ago,
Yeah.
like almost 24 hours ago.
Well, no, it's Friday or Saturday,
Whatever.
but. The thing is, Connor only has 2 days off work, and then I have full-time college, so trying to arrange around that sometimes can be like really hard.
Tight, tense, tight. Oh my god.
But listen, we're here, and that's what matters.
This Pinot Grigio is making me awful tired.
Let's get fun.
Let's get physical.
I did want to talk about.
physical.
I always love about the
Just
conversation
realized I
topics.
set up my iPad.
Yeah, I love the conversation. Oh, the couch, bitch.
Yeah, bitch, don't put your elbow there then.
But it's what it's for. Like in a way. I want to talk about. I love the conversations we have in the fucking grocery store about the different things that like buying different food says about you. Because I want to get into that. It's in like if you buy like this fucking brand of something, like you're cracked, or if you buy this specific food, then like you should go to hell and serve a life sentence.
You know me, girl. Can they hear me? You don't have the headphones on. Let me try again. You know me, girl. I have so many opinions.
That's what I want to get into because I think that's a fucking topic that I could talk so passionately about for no good
I will
reason.
be saying things and I will not justify them.
Yeah, listen, we don't need justification for everything. We are only fucking human at the end of the day. I love how we were like, okay, now that we've gotten the like buy-in pan erasure out of the way, let's bring out the camera. Yeah, now we're about to erase people, but it's for their food choices, which is a choice. So, sorry, unless you're, I guess, gluten-free or dairy-free, but that's not real. So,
Perfect.
I love it. The way neither of us are fully in frame.
I need to figure this out.
Why don't you just put it on the TV? That's yeah.
Hilarious.
Why don't you just put it there, like against the TV? Yeah, that's fine.
Disgusting, bitch.
It doesn't have to be like perfect.
You're a dirty.
Anyways, to start off the conversation. Okay, do y'all want to know a real fucking ill story from my past? I think about it a lot. It's one of my childhood injuries. I was never actually hospitalized for like a broken bone or anything until I was fucking. This is not actually the original story I was going to say, but this is something just a fact about me. Is like Kate used to fucking be getting her shit broken up, but I never like. I was like, oh my god, I've never broken a bone or anything until. And this is the most stupid, like humiliating way you could fucking break it, but I never gotten a broken bone or like crutches for anything like that until I was like 17, and it literally was because I was going to leave the dogs out in our kitchen and it was super dark, and I just was like leave the dogs out, and we have an island, and I fucking cracked my fucking toe into the like side of the island, but it was in a way where like my pinky toe said, I'm gonna take the turn off now. I'm gonna take the Passover turn right, and it like just went like right angled. I remember this is so Kate and my relationship was like I went back in and I was like, my toe really hurts. I think something's wrong, and then I showed it, and it was. I still remember it was quite truly bent at like a near right angle. And it ended up being broken, obviously, but Kate was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Would you get over it? Like, if it was just me and Kate there, then I would have just been... she would have, like, it was... thank God that Mom was there, because she was like, no, like, we need to get this shit checked out. And I was on crutches for, like, 2 weeks in school, and everyone made fun of me. Not really. It was everyone, I mean, like, you and Kian. And Alan. Girl.
To make fun of anybody, to be honest.
Honestly. That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, that is fine.
God, are you OCD or something?
OCD isn't real.
Oh, fucking stupid couch.
Educating the youth, mental illness is not real.
And I've always said that too.
Okay, I'm going to request that you send me this audio clip so that I can put it over the video.
Okay, well then do the thing and clap then. Work, sleigh boots.
To quote none other than Katie Murphy from Where I Work. Oh wait, no, I'm quoting myself. She just makes fun of me for it. I was drunk once in a room full of straight men, and one of them said something, and I said, "Work, mama," and she will not let me live that down.
Oh my god. The sleigh-o-meter that you like measure as like
Sleigh-o-meter? Bitch,
yeah, the
come
sleigh-o-meter that you measure as like a queer person when you're around like straight people, seeing like how much of a like
Oh yeah, yeah.
sleigh that you can like say, or like how much is too much.
Can I tell you something?
When you're like sleigh and they're like sleigh. Exactly.
Most
You're
of
like,
the straight people that I work with, like, I'm not kidding you, all of them will say like slay when I walk away or something, or like I'll finish a
Period.
conversation
It's
and
so
they'll be like,
good.
they'll say slay or they'll say yas queen, but like not in like a weird straight way, and like a I like you kind of way.
Yeah, it's great because
It's
it's,
really
like it's so
fucking nice.
affirming. Because
Yeah.
I was like, I
To be honest, all the straight people I work with are fucking slay.
yeah, I was out with
Well,
someone, and
some of
it
them
was
are
like
inmates.
the first time I met them, and I was like doing that thing where I was like, I wonder how especially I feel like as a neurodivergent queer person, you're like, how much layers of this onion shall I reveal? And
The onion.
but they were like slay. They said it like just so like passively, and then
Yeah, yeah.
in my mind I was like, you're the fucking what is it?
You on the
Oh,
saboteur. Do not react.
Do not react.
No, William's the same because so I don't think I've talked about him properly on the podcast, but like I work really closely with a guy called William who's just
And yes, it is Will I Am.
Will I Am, and welcome to the stage, Will I
And
Am.
Fergie's out there food running with you. Oh, say
She would be too.
Oh, we're recording. We're doing video now, so
But
very nice background as well.
it's the plans.
I feel like this gives away the obvious air of we were in a studio quality that we were
know what
giving.
I
You know what I mean?
mean?
Now they're gonna see that it's just us in our little couch that goes.
Guys, my dogs are out.
Can we just
Look at the
sorry? Can we just
dogs.
get a little moment for this?
That's my couch.
Why is she like cracking her
fucking
wrists out
couch.
like fucking crunchy dry pasta under there, bitch?
I cannot
And I
wait to
wouldn't be
fucking make
surprised
spaghetti,
with
bitch. Oh fuck.
With the certain associations, I wouldn't be surprised if this was filled with dry pasta.
Bitch. Oh my god. Okay, I'll say this really quick about William because it's just the thing. Okay, so William
For the
now,
language
like,
free.
I'll fully be having a conversation with William, and I'll say something, and he'd be like, "Slay." He's the most straight person in the world. It's great.
It's
Love
great.
him.
Infect
Love
them
William.
with the sleigh.
Love him. I
have to
took.
show
okay,
something on the thing.
I need everyone to know this. I was taking off my underwear the other day. I was taking off my boxers so I could get into the. I am a man. Okay, I'm sorry, my balls were hanging out.
No, that's so real, honestly.
I was taking off my boxers so I could go to the shower, have a shower, and sorry guys, I'm 1.5 Pinot Grigios in. I'm a little bit twisted.
I haven't even finished my first glass. This is a great episode to record video as well because we look so like we're just two suburban moms after their night of putting the kids to bed.
Dropped my kids off at soccer. Forgot to pick them up. It's 3 a.m.
They're probably dead.
Somehow. But yeah, I was taking off my boxers so I could go to the shower, and then I had an ingrown hair on the back of my fucking leg. I knew it was there, but I didn't look at it. Bitch. So funny because this would only happen to me once again.
And I've never heard like I never knew ingrown hair could cause so much calamity.
Oh my
personally.
god. But I'm only telling the story in a precursor to something that has to do with dry pasta, by the way.
Perfect.
And
and then I'm gonna say something about Slay. I have a TikTok that's really funny.
Oh, is it the one that I know?
No, I just saw it last night.
But yeah, I was taking off my boxers, and when I took them off, my boxers, like, there was like a fiber of my boxers that got caught on my ingrown hair, and it just fucking ripped. It's a rip. It's a bitch. It's a rip. Fuck. And it tore the shit out of my fucking leg. And I'm telling you, let me move this Grigio. I was bleeding. I was in so much pain. I was like fucking I had to be quiet because people were still asleep. But I was like in my bed, like like I was rocking back and forth.
Do you know what happens to people who mess up on Broadway?
Do you know what happens to people who choke on Broadway?
If y'all bitches don't know where that's from,
Come on.
Rachel Berry.
Oh wait,
the
I'm
one,
gonna
the
take
only.
this opportunity as well to sit like Ariana Grande.
with the sleeves.
Yeah, with my sleeves. But I was bleeding everywhere and I was in so much fucking pain. And it was one of those things because like this thing happens to me where like I'll be so fine and then immediately I'm in like a dire life or death situation.
As in like we were texting and that's how it'll be. You'll be like,
And you were
I
so
think I'm
fine.
bleeding. And can I say from my perspective?
Oh,
just
yeah,
of
absolutely.
The next part is because to give you the example of this sudden twist to life and death that always happens to Connor, like he was texting me about it and he was like, oh, it really hurts, like I fucked up my ingrown hair. I was like, oh damn, that sounds sore. And I was like, oh, send me a picture of it. And then the next video you sent, you were like, so I think I blacked out.
Yep.
It's always that. It's like, so I think I got hit by a car.
What happened was I was trying to clean up the blood and then I got the toilet paper and I like made a point with the toilet paper, and I put it into the wound.
I almost like I got so uncomfortable when you explained that, just because I could imagine like
Yeah.
the feeling and like
Yeah.
the faint. Oh,
But I like put it into the wound, and I was like trying to soak up the blood so that I could put a plaster on it, and there wasn't any like yucky oxygenated blood or whatever. Because I'm a doctor,
you have a medical degree. It's right
PhD
there.
on the ceiling.
It
Where
says
also
medical
says
degree on the
gullible-
ceiling.
It says medical degree on the ceiling, Pamela. Like, call back. But yeah. So once I put the pointed toilet paper, give us the letter P, bitch. I said put the pointed toilet paper, bitch, into my fucking open flesh wound. I blacked out, but only for like 2 minutes, and I only know that because I was watching American Horror Story, and I remember what was happening.
This was not the time.
And
Sam.
then I woke up and I was laying down, and I like looked up and I was like, wait, what did I miss? And then and there was like a pool of blood on my floor, so like I knew that I had blacked out because I didn't like clean up the blood or whatever.
It's crazy that ingrown hair as well. It's always
I'd like to
that
give
as
you
well
context.
with you. It's like ingrown hair. Why did it cause that much damage?
No, truly. If you want to know what I'm trying to do, check out our Instagram for the context of this. So I said
check
it
out
to
our
Elliot.
Instagram for our first video clip. Wait, pretend that you're like you're holding me because I'm so small behind you. I'm so small and squinty.
forgot how to do it. I'm gonna squeeze your head. I'm gonna squeeze your head. So yeah, I was explaining it to Elliot what it looked like, and it was like, this is my leg, okay? Leg, wound,
No,
leg.
and
I, oh my god, I forgot
It
to tell
said-
you. I didn't tell you this part as well, but I told the people at work.
For
So
the
this
land
is
of
where
the
the
free.
pasta comes into play.
right.
So I
bringing it back.
told that to the people at
Circling
work.
back.
I said that I flicked something across my bed, and I was like, oh my fuck, what is that? And I picked it up, and it was the ingrown hair itself, but also the chunk of flesh that I had taken out. And you know what I fucking
wish you
did?
took a picture because I want to see. Like, I don't have the actual visual for this, only my imagination.
I would take off the plaster, but it's one of those that's like
no, I don't
waterproof,
want you
and
to injure
therefore it will
yourself
never
more.
come off.
Yeah.
But you want to know what I did with my flesh? I dangled it by the hair, and I was like, oh, that's my leg, and I threw it into my bin.
That's very you as well.
But one of the girls at work, I told her that, and one of the girls at work was like, you know those TikToks where like they fill up holes in the ground with like ramen pasta, like they crush it up.
No, it's when they fucking repair the sink with ramen
Right,
pasta.
straight up.
That was literally you and your fucking plaster.
And I said, yeah, I'll fucking do that with my leg. I'll crush up ramen and put it into my fucking leg wound.
Okay, I want to show a TikTok. It was just funny because it reminded me because we were talking about saying slay to people, and this is just one of those really funny TikToks. And it's by, let me make sure I give credit. It's her. Their literal name is just mother dot. Oh no, wait, no, sorry. That's their ad is white.male.ego.and.ab.blunt. So white male ego and a blunt. White male ego and a blunt.
So funny.
But it's so funny because it's like
So
one of those.
funny.
But they're pretending to be one of those like Rupi Kaur spoken word things, but to do with slay. Bleak. Okay, I'll play it.
A word I always carry.
Okay.
Slaying, a word I always carry in my right hand. Slaying, a term created by minority, yet stolen by the white man. Slaying? Slaying. What the fuck are we even saying? And even though it's a word that I no longer say, my heart will always carry the burden of the slay. Slaying. Thank you.
It's just it's slaying. What the fuck are we even saying?
No, what got me immediately was just slaying, a word I carry in my right hand.
Yeah,
Like,
the president. It's like Rupi Kaur. If you've ever seen,
What's
do
that one
yourself the
quote?
favor of looking up that fucking Rupi Kaur clip after you've looked up the Rachel Berry clip of her saying bleak, bleak. But the Rupi Kaur clip where she's doing this dramatic reading of one of her poetry. And listen, Rupi Kaur, great poet, but
Work.
this
I love
didn't
Rupi.
hit the way she probably thought it was gonna hit. And it was like, what was it? It was like one of her things. She was like, "My honey wouldn't come out for you."
That's what I was-
Again,
my
check
honey
out the
wouldn't
video
come out
for the
for
dramatic.
you.
Yeah, she was literally she was like this. I'm gonna go for my close up.
I'm in your
She
way.
literally was. Again, check out the video
Video on
for
our
this.
Instagram.
But she literally was like
It's a joke pod.
next to the
Sorry, wait, you gotta pinch me.
she was literally like
I'm gonna do
really
the
close to
sinister
the camera like this, and she was doing a reading, and she was like, "My honey wouldn't come out for you," something like that.
Was
it was
it-
just
okay,
so
now,
funny?
was
it's
this
giving
like-
that? That's what the video is giving. That's
Was
what it's
this
getting
a
to.
video that she filmed herself, or was this when she was on Jimmy Fallon?
No. She was like in her home or something.
Right, okay, because there's an interview where she was on Jimmy Fallon and she'd done a live reading, and everybody in the audience was like Like, you know, the emoji of the girl just standing
Because
there.
I think she is really good at like that live reading,
fucking
but that was
love
one of
her.
those moments. And it was like, girl.
I remember I watched one of her Instagram live streams where she sat there for an hour, talked to us every like 20 minutes, and like wrote.
Will this get like demonetized off or not demonetized? Will this get like taken off Instagram because we're like egg
No.
alcohol? That's not real. Egg ol.
Egg all alcohol.
Egg ol alcohol.
Time me goal. What's a glass? What's like a glass of alcohol?
As if
I mean a glass of alcohol. I
was just reading in my fucking language module book about how they were citing Ireland as one of the examples of how you can institute a language early on and it can still be a complete failure.
And you're so right. Name an Irish person who speaks Irish. Alex. I'm
You
so
said
jealous.
that as if no one could name one, but then you immediately named
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's what got me.
I'm so fucking jealous of people who speak fluent Irish.
Yeah.
And if, oh my god, if I match with you on Tinder and you tell me that you're fluent in Irish, I will.
No, that kind of gives me an ick.
No, I love it.
I love the Irish language.
Speak to me
Good
off
for you.
Gaeilge.
But when they're like, when on someone's Tinder bio, when it's one of the only things when they're like, Lowers Lum, like, it's like Lowers Lemma, fucking whatever. I don't fucking know Irish well enough, but it's like,
La rain to
it's like,
Gaeilge.
yeah, it's like, Lawn May Asquailga. I'm like,
Girl.
oh, shut up.
See, I love it. But that's just because I like have this
I'm
fantasy that I'm
taking.
like, I'm taking. I have this fantasy where I'm gonna like go on a few dates with an Irish farmer boy, and he's gonna be like, milk my cows for me, girl, and I'll be like, absolutely, bye. And he's gonna take me out into the barn, and I'm gonna milk his cows.
I love
and she's
that in
gonna
that fantasy
fucking
you're
drop
a
wet
woman.
shit. Oh, so true. Well, it's because he's a straight man, so like he's gonna have to do whatever he can to pretend. Hi guys, my plight is that I only fall in love with straight men.
At least, I don't know. I had a recent experience with. I had a recent experience where that reminded me that
Would you like a refill on your Pinot Grigio for this one? Yeah.
I had a recent experience.
Let me name drop.
With no, just with a romantic endeavor.
Once again, get this
That
ASMR.
ended that just like really emotionally affected me for no good reason, and then I was like, oh, men are the fucking worst. And then I
men are the
also
worst.
was like,
Men are the
then
worst.
you were, that's what you were saying, you were like, at least then when I fall in love with straight boys, I know it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's
so the
my
rejection,
favorite thing. I
'cause
love
to be
falling in
fair,
love with
it's
straight
awful.
boys because I
Falling in
will
love with
write
straight
poetry.
boys is like the Achilles heel of gay men.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there is always that
but
safety
it's
level
the reason
of
I'm
like,
still here.
there is always the safety level of like, realistically it was never going to happen. But when you get fucked over by, or not fucked over, but when it's like the rejection is by someone who could actually like sexually be or like
Potentially,
romantically be
like,
attracted
yeah.
to you, then you're like,
Oh, girl, don't I know? I know all too well.
well,
By the way, it's me, Taylor Swift.
I haven't listened to her new album at all, guys.
Phantasmic. It's fantastic.
I just haven't listened to music, but I'm sure it's really good.
Bitch, it's fantastic.
I do like the fact that she's, what is it?
It's me.
No, the one about
Oh.
being a sexy baby.
Yeah, so true. Sometimes I think everybody's just a sexy baby.
And I'm a fucking whatever it is.
A flower, fruitful dandelion. I don't fucking know, bitch. I'm not a
As
Swiftie.
in your poetry.
Oh, I'm gonna get my poetry book so that I don't forget to read that poem I wrote.
And meanwhile, you've left so many times.
I know.
And I'm just here. Let me think of an interesting fact. I'm going to tell you an interesting fact that is maybe not interesting to some people, but it's interesting to me. I learned recently in my study of languages that there's more, well, it's common sense. There's more non-native speakers than native speakers of English, leading to, in recent years, people wanting to classify English as a global language, as an actual classification of English language, and not like standard English, because there's so many different dialects spoken of it, because it's such a global lingua franca. And then it brings into debate like what is
Lingua
standard
franca?
English anymore, and like is like those global variations of English and the variations of the like grammar use, are they wrong, or is it just like a kind of colonial like attitude towards it? So that's me.
Finito.
All my language students out there, you know what I mean.
All your language students
That I teach.
Would you like me to
Yes,
read this
I
poem?
was sucking on a bonbon, by the way.
They're fucking delicious.
Because I can't like eat
No,
it fully
bitch.
at the start because it's. You heard that? So fucking.
Bitch, we've
hard.
been hearing it the entire fucking episode, girl.
I've had 3 bonbons. Calm your hole.
Really? You must just have a wet mouth then.
Yeah, I'm gonna be eating bonbons. Yes.
In work, there's a certain sector of the building that have this jar full of toffee flavored bonbons. Fuck! They're the nicest things in the world. Oh my god, they're so delicious. This is my poem.
Okay, so I'm gonna properly introduce this.
I'll give context too.
Hello, everyone.
no. Yes!
No, I have to have it up because I'm the presenter. You have to read it.
Oh, no, so
Be ready
true.
with your book.
No, we're having a little wine session. You know
Okay,
those like really bougie talk shows where like they have wine and there's like...
But again, guys, tune into the Instagram. It's a joke pod to see this.
Hey guys.
We can also put it up on YouTube channel. I feel like I forget that people. No, it still works. Like they're uploaded on there. It's just I don't know if much people use it, but we do have a YouTube channel as well that just has the audio of the podcast.
Wait,
up there.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, it's just like I don't think much people use it. I don't think we've talked about it, but it is a thing we do. If we haven't talked about it, I guess we do have a YouTube channel.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
It's just the same thing because we don't have any actual. I haven't talked about it because we don't. It's the same audio, like because we don't have videos, but it's
Okay,
just
true.
it's still uploaded there if you want to use YouTube.
Oh,
it's
is it
still,
with that like the album art
Yeah,
and then
it's
it's
still
like it's a joke podcast? Yeah, right.
It's a joke podcast on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel there. We could upload this video on that one anyway, so check that out as well.
Let me
But
refill my Grigio.
what I was saying is tune into the visual aspect in this whatever platform you're on that you can get to it because I want to do it a specific way. You are a fucking gun. You fucking spilled it, but no, we have to do that thing where we're like it's that really awkward energy. We're sitting right next to each other, but we're looking at the camera and we keep like accidentally cutting over each other. So this podcast normally, but it has to be like, okay. Hey guys, welcome back to It's a Joke podcast, and today Connor is going to read an excerpt of his poem.
Excerpt.
An excerpt of his poem that he's going to read now. Thank you.
I once wrote a poem. I wrote a poem. So I was drunk.
What's the name of the poem?
It's called Gen Z Mona Lisa. I was right about that, by the way. I was drunk with one of my pals, whom I mentioned.
He was drunk with one of his friends.
Who I mentioned previously in this podcast episode. Not by name, but by my regret. That's how I mentioned this individual. But this poem is very, very short, and I would like to do
It's
a
a
live
very
reading.
short poem.
Please!
I'm still in my character. I don't know about you.
No, I completely lost it, bitch.
I'm just method
and I like
acting
to
at
call
this
myself an actor. Fuck off. Girl. This is called Gen Z Mona Lisa.
Take it away.
Gen Z Mona Lisa, living in all her... Wait, I'm going to read it like Ruby Core.
Yes. But you have to look at the camera as well. Oh, wait, you can't look at the camera at the same time.
I don't know my lines, bitch.
Gesture towards the camera.
With what?
With the book.
With my foot?
Like, body language. You're an
my legs.
actor. You're a theater kid.
Bitch, let me go. Gen Z Mona Lisa.
Wait. Take it away.
Gen Z Mona Lisa, written on December 13th.
Wait. Take it away.
Gen Z Mona Lisa, living in all her glory. The potion master lives in fear and prays to all that's holy. Her beauty paints 1,000 words, her wisdom congealed in misery. Staff food.
I was trying too hard not to laugh.
That's it. That's the entire poem.
Also,
And I know exactly
if you
what
edit
it
this,
means.
can you do a short, also like 2-minute clip that we can post of just like a funny edit of this?
Sure.
'Cause there's so much points in which we make like mannerisms that I want like a zoom in on.
Oh yeah, I'm like editing this.
But that was an excerpt of Gen Z Mona Lisa by Connor Boots.
By Connor Boots.
And
Gen
that's
Z.
and that was his poem, and that's all for our show today, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
What? Are we finished?
No, I'm ending the theoretical like situation show that we were doing with
What
those
about
characters.
the interview portion?
Okay, let's do an interview as those characters who are in. For a reference, this is just these characters that we're playing who are, I guess, in some awkward TV show.
If
You get it. The
Pinot Grigio one more
bitches
time.
who get it.
Shit. I'm gonna
So
wipe
now we're
this
in
up
the
with my
interview portion of our show.
Guys, I spent €20 on this sweater that was meant to cost €300, and now I'm using it to wipe up Pinot Grigio off the floor. Pinot Grigio that costs €8. by
So
the way.
what led you to write such an interesting poem?
Staff food.
And could you elaborate further on that?
No, because I'll get fired.
And
It's actually so funny because
I actually wasn't done yet with
I
my
make
question.
jokes.
I wasn't
jokes.
actually done. I wanted to ask another question.
I'm a comedian and I make jokes.
I really want you to shut the fuck up for a second so I can answer your question.
Right. Where's my agent?
So excuse me, we have to stay in character. It's like actually sorry, breaking character for a second. If you've ever seen that show that Jinx Monsoon does with another person, I can't remember the other person's name, but it's called they do it on Y% Plus, and it's like this sketch show where they pretend to be like a really shitty host. Brittany's been on
Breaking
it,
Bad.
and Trixie's been on it. I can't remember what it's called, but
Schitt's Creek.
if you look up Jinx Monsoon on Y% Plus,
Oh,
it's the exact same energy.
Oh my god, what's it called?
That's what I'm like conveying right now.
The Walking Dead.
But anyways, getting back into character. So what I was previously asking you was, how did you find? Why did you think you were good at writing poetry? And another part of this episode question is that like what made you think that you had the audacity to write something that was so interesting?
The intrigue came at a young age.
And like if I could just get a longer answer for this question, like the viewers need something to actually digest. Thank you.
Some content, yeah. The intrigue came at a young age.
Thank you so much. That was a great answer. So the next question, I want to know like how long what is your poetry writing process like? Is it very is it a very short process, or is it a very long process, or is it like a medium process? Is it a process where you start from the start and begin at the end, or do you start in the middle and go off to the end before you go to the start without going to the end too soon? As we know, a lot of poets do all too well. And looking at you, Emily Dickinson.
Get that head out of the microwave, Sylvia.
So please tell me about your poetry process, and like what brought you there, and like what vehicle you metaphorically used to transfer you there, and like
vessel,
in this like I actually really want to try to say a character, and then like what no, I can do this. And what vehicle? Also, sorry, you have to check out the visual. This is simply for the visual. As well.
Truly.
So you bitches better check it out, because
If you're listening
I think
to
it'll
this,
be
you don't know what's
another
going on,
level
I'm
of
sorry.
cracked if you're just listening to it. But anyway, sorry, getting back in character and scene. But I just like metaphorically, like what was the vehicle that transported you to this topic, and like say metaphorically on the vehicle, like what wheels were they, and like when was the oil last checked on said vehicle, and like did it have like interior like design, like leather seating, and like metaphorically in that vehicle of like creative transformation, did you leave any candy in the back, that like wrappers that you like didn't clean up?
Breath mints.
Yeah. Very much so. Like tell us a bit about that experience.
I have my favorite pen that I write with every day. I pick her up.
Oh, and you can write. That's lovely.
She does the writing for me. I have a ghostwriter.
Continuing on.
The process of my second book was much different than my first.
Uh-huh.
Bitch.
Wait, you can't just like
I'm breaking the fourth wall. They have to know that I'm a personable person. I am. Guys, am I personable?
Anyways, continuing, great answer, but what I really want to get down to,
the process of writing this one
what I really wanted
was
to get
really
down
challenging.
to. Okay.
This one took a lot of heart. That's why I had to be completely and fully inebriated in order to do so. It took a lot of heart to write lines such as, oh fuck, I mean,
bleep.
The potion master lives in fear.
Now, could I ask you about? Could you give me the fucking book? Could you give me the book, and I'll ask you about one of the.
Right.
I'll just like read out one of the lines and tell me like, what's the deeper meaning? I want to know the real boots. Like, what's under all the weird age skin, the troublesome beard, the crooked teeth. Like, what's under all of that? You know?
Right.
Okay.
Things
so
I say to myself constantly.
For instance,
I love mirrors.
For instance, her beauty paints 1,000 words. Now, what would you say you think that means?
It's so...
Because personally, I think that it means that, like, it's as if her beauty...
What?
Like,
do you think
I
that...
think grammatically it doesn't make any sense, because beauty can't paint. Beauty's a concept.
Poetry.
And I just don't... I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. But I just think it's very interesting, because I like the way that you don't make any sense. It's almost an interesting take on the genre.
Metaphor.
To be very bad at it. It's like a really, really commentary, like social kind of self-awareness that I don't think a lot of people are showing. Back to you, Emily. You know who you are. So, if you would like to explain that line a bit further.
It's when I look in the mirror and see my hideosity. and how it really truly affects me. And I write about it in a metaphorical manner and how it affects the others in my life. Her beauty paints 1,000 words, i.e. my hideosity tells people who I truly am when I don't need to verbalize it.
And have you ever thought that
No.
writing about it won't make you any less ugly? Has that like crossed your mind?
I think in the process of writing about it, it makes me feel like I'm much more beautiful than I am.
And much more than you are. Let's focus on that, because you aren't is the real keyword here.
Right.
Anyways,
I
moving
didn't
on-
want to say it.
In
this interview about me.
Moving on from that line, what I want to ask next
Pinot Grigio.
What I want to ask next is this line that really caught me, not necessarily because of its complexity, but because of how fucking stupid it was.
Right. That's what I thought too. And I can't wait to get into it here with you, Beth.
I told you you can't say that name on TV.
Fuck. What's your name? Madeline McCann.
Where'd she go? Excuse me. Sorry, our cameraman.
excused.
So,
It's fine.
getting back to what I was saying.
Does
this
anybody have
title-
a stress ball?
This title, Gency Mona Lisa. Now, like, what kind of struck?
So the
What struck-
essence of the poem was
What like
inspired.
kind of struck your mind when it like? Let me finish my fucking question. What kind of struck your mind when you like when like? Because like as far as we've seen from your like latest works, you actually weren't able to necessarily spell before this. So where was the bridging of that gap? And when did you decide to like take this turn into really being like objectively
Yeah.
bad at like the genre in which you've invented?
Right. So it all stems from my inner and outer hideosity and where it strikes the reader/viewer. You know, whether it's mentally, physically, it's all inspired by me. I am the staff food.
And do you think that's a very narcissistic and self-centered
Yes.
way of looking at it?
It's my poetry.
But
Not
do you think that's a
yours.
very inaccessible way to market it?
No.
Because as it says here on the back of your book, which if you haven't audience, if you haven't seen this new book, it's called Piss.
Right.
Piss, piss, piss.
More piss.
5 times. I really think that added an effect.
The sequel.
By
the sequel.
Angelina Boots.
Angelina Jolie. Boots. My real
And
name.
what I wanted to talk about was in this book, one of the main there is actually, when you turn to the back page, audience, now available on it's shipping on Weezer, right?
What? Where
It's
the fuck
shipping
did you
on
get-
Spotify Plus.
Yeah. It's shipping on Spotify.co.org.
Yeah.
UK.
Now that it says on the back, there's not actually quite a blurb explaining it so much as it just says, this
Just
is
an
for
image of
me,
me.
not for you. I don't want you to read this. Now, what
Right.
exactly were you trying to convey with that? Were you trying to excite the reader? Were you
Right.
trying to provoke the reader? Were you trying to elicit
Right.
the reader into an act of forbidden love? Were you
Right.
trying to make the reader happy? Were you trying to make the reader sad? Were you trying
Right.
to like excite the reader? Were you trying
Right.
to make the reader a little anxious? Were you trying to make the reader
I
introspective?
think I'm understanding. It all stems
Were
from
you trying to make the reader angry, or were you trying to make the reader relieved?
my
That's
inner
basically what I
hideosity.
want.
Bitch.
Okay.
I'm going to actually talk about my poetry for a second.
Yeah. Sorry, that was so crazy there. But
The
that was
inner hideosity.
that was one of my favorite things we've ever done.
I think you
We should just have a separate
fully-
podcast where we act like those people.
Can we actually make a separate podcast where we just pretend? Guys, this is all. Anyways,
But anyways, that was just a weird fucking acting exercise we went on.
Elliot likes to have these fantasies sometimes because he's too insecure about his real life.
But I feel like you should have that as a separate clip, you know, on of itself.
Oh,
And we should
yeah.
make it like like what was my name? Beth, and you're Angelina.
Right. Sure. I immediately forgot everything that had been said except for
it's staying in my memory.
hideosity.
No, it's the fact. Yeah, no, it's the fact. The fucking way you purveyed yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just a little fun that we were having. Check out the visual if you want more of a in-depth feel to our acting expertise.
Now what the hell?
I don't even know how to explain that. but-
I would like to. Holy fuck! Look how grim that looks. That one sticker of the pea jar.
Oh my god, show that to people.
Jesus.
Again, Connor's showing this to the camera.
Look at her.
Fuck. Not the Scooby laugh. I was gonna say you should read it. You should explain a bit about your poetry, and then we can close that on here because we haven't been
Okay.
recording for an hour. So
That is true.
we've done our time, you know.
So if you've known me for a while, then you've known that poetry is a facet of my life that has.
Sorry.
Could you? Sorry, the people in the back didn't hear it.
Or something.
Right. Thank you for your contribution. I wrote a poetry book in 2018, and then I
crazy.
released it in 2020, and it's really bad. Really,
That is
bad.
not true, bitch.
Listen,
It is good. It is quite fucking good.
comparatively to my current
Yeah,
poetry.
but to objectively as poetry, it is like.
I would
good
like someone
poetry.
to read it.
You're
and
just saying
be
it's
like,
bad
"That's
in
good."
comparison because you've done better now. But
Yeah,
as
so true.
on its own, it is good. Yes, it is, bitch.
I can't actively accept that. I accept that I thought it was at one point.
It is. This bitch has mental health issues. It is good.
But I am working on.
It's called Cloudburst. Did you say that?
No, it's called Cloudburst.
Cloudburst, a collection of poetry by Connor
Bennett, right? Connor redacted. Connor Bennett, and you can find it on Amazon. I think it's 10 quid.
That's the fucking stale.
It's a bit excessive for some shite poetry, but there are baby pictures of me in there, so that's what
The one.
the Uno, yes, where I'm playing the piano and you actually can't see my face. But I'm working on my second poetry book, second poetry collection, and as we speak, I don't know what's happening with it because I don't know if I'm independently publishing it or if something's going to happen. Who knows? But it's definitely in the works, and I be posting like snippets of it on my Instagram and stuff.
And we have your Instagram. I think
Linked in the
Yeah, we
Spotify, anyways. Oh well, then therefore it's in all of them,
Yeah.
right? But I'd be posting snippets of it on my Instagram and shit of what's coming, and I'm really excited
Go check
about
it out, bitch.
So true. But
I
only
nearly
because
sobbed the other week because.
Bitch,
one
you
of your
were
recent
sobbing. The
poems-
fuck.
Oh, sorry, I was sobbing the other week when you. Sent
I'm
me one of
taking
your
that
recent
on my
poems.
shoulders. Elliot never cries, and I sent him a poem about my depression, and
I
it
was
made
dry
him
sobbing.
fucking sob. Dry sobbing.
Because I don't cry, but I was like sobbing in
Yeah.
all aspects except physical. I was a sob.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
that's like bawling for me.
And to be
my
honest,
standard.
I think it's one of my favorite poems I've ever written.
Me too.
But it's something that's definitely taking over my life exceptionally right now, and I'm very happy about that. So, some point soon, can we do another
no.
spoken word poetry piece in which I
Yes!
speak, you write the you write the music?
Yes,
Because I would like to do that. I want to do another one for my recent poetry, because my recent poetry
You know, that's one of my favorite things. Is like
my recent poetry hits.
writing music specifically for something. That's one of my favorite aspects of writing music. I love like writing music that's about like if it's for a theme in a show. Like I wrote a whole fucking fun fact. I wrote a whole musical
Right?
about WandaVision.
Bitch wrote a whole entire fucking musical. Do you know what happens to people who choke on Broadway?
But like I love that shit. So yes, absolutely. What I was gonna say was. What I do love about our podcast is we're consistent in the fact that like y'all bitches can never say you didn't see it coming when like we have a weird ass episode, because that's the whole thing.
We told you.
Like we told you, we've been telling you, that's what the episode is.
I would like to know how many people retained their attention throughout this entire episode.
I would like to know anyone could like summarize 10 minutes of any of our episodes ever.
Our show,
Written, please.
Our podcast is like. Oh, my iPad is telling me that I don't have any power remaining. Why did I fucking plug it out, dude? Hey!
Oh fuck! I'm gonna kill you.
I'll
when I
kill
have to
my.
edit that.
Don't. Oh god. I will
I'll
publicly
kill
make
my
that
plants.
Guys, help. I'm just a klepto, so you're in luck. Sorry, got a tweet notification. What was I saying?
I was talking about how we're.
Our podcast is like a Charlie Kaufman movie, in the sense that what the fuck is going on? Nobody can tell you.
It's like an American Horror Story season. It starts off as one thing, and it's still that thing. But what the fuck is happening?
What? There was something that I was trying to explain to
It's
somebody
quite literally
the other
American
day.
Horror Story Asylum. That's our podcast.
No, there was something that I was trying to explain to somebody the other day where I was like, I actually cannot tell you like what happens in this movie or show or game or book. Oh, On the Road by Jack Kerouac. That doesn't count. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm not talking.
Anyways, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm so excited to eat.
We're gonna make spaghetti. Fuck.
Delicious.
Deliciosa.
Well, we should just do this more often.
That's what I'm saying, bitch. Now that like we can.
Because also usually most of the time, well, we've been recording. It's usually up here anyway.
Yeah, true.
So, do you know when you accidentally bite something on a sensitive tooth?
No, because my teeth are healthy.
My teeth are
Fine.
hell, but by hell I mean like the German word for bright. But anyways, hey,
They're right behind me, aren't they? Okay. I think we're finished.
goodbye now.
Hey, wait. Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Thank you all for tuning in. 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 What the hell does this icon mean? I'd like to. Oh, it's a metronome. Hilarious. Wait. Be sure to follow our Instagram.
Oh yeah, actually a special shout out to our Instagram, because truly, if you want to see the crackery, and you also want to see, I guess some people, I mean, no one's ever seen what we look like when we're recording this.
Hiya.
So
Fuck.
it's a that was awful. It's a joke pod on Instagram. Go check it out, because we're gonna have. I feel like we are gonna have a few clips out of this, because there's a few separate things I want to like post to do with this like fruitful 34 minutes of recording, whatever it was.
Christ. It's giving 37
Work.
minutes.
But
Fuck.
also on YouTube, we could probably post on YouTube as well, just because it's a visual thing.
Well, yeah, I might post the full thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But on YouTube anyway, it's a joke. Again, everything we're on. That's what we are on everywhere. It's a joke podcast on YouTube, and on the Instagram, it's a joke pod.
I'm gonna do a quick Google
go
search.
check that out if you want to see the visual elements, because hilarity
and Sue.
Hilarity, and also like
I'm going
also,
to.
you know, rate my fit. Actually, rate my fit, but only in a good way. Because if I hear anything bad about it, then I'll fucking.
I
fall.
cannot
but not
hear
really.
any rejection. I will end up slicing my own
The
throat.
rejection hypersensitivities for you.
Don't even talk to me about it. I'm gonna do a quick Google search of "It's a Joke" podcast and see what happens.
It's just like banned off Google.
It's somebody else's podcast, and I'm like, wait,
We've been stealing.
it's a joke podcast. It's a joke, but is it Elliot Gravina and Connor Boots? It's a joke podcast. YouTube, Netflix is a
go
daily
to the
joke.
YouTube. You'll see that.
What a joke podcast. Broke is a joke podcast. Ruining the joke podcast. Listen to relax. It's just a joke. That's a fun one. I like that. Not the podcast. I've never heard it, but the title.
And the title.
I've gone to the YouTube. My Android is taking years. For Christmas, can you get me a passport?
I will. We'll talk about that. We should talk about that on the fucking next episode, because that's a whole fucking story.
I forgot that the most recent episode is called "We Are Looking at You."
We are looking. It's getting more cracked as time goes on.
Fuck.
But they should all be like uploading. So if you want to check out the YouTube, if you just want to listen to that for audio, but especially this week and the
Okay.
coming like week, because we're going to be posting this like clip and maybe some other clips on it.
Episode
And
1 is
possibly
there.
in the future, I guess this could be a thing, because I like doing the visual as
Me
well.
too. Episode 1 is there, and then episodes
Yeah.
8 through 22.
Yeah, for some reason, like 2 to 7 just didn't upload. But either way, they're there. Go check it out, bitch. And one of the upcoming episodes soon, I'm going to say this so I remember,
Hilarious.
and so it's a thing that we can start like talking about. One of the next few episodes, I want to talk about. Could you fucking turn that off when I'm speaking?
Ooh, sorry, I'm gonna watch this so that I can remember to watch it later.
One of the next few episodes that I want to do, actually, I think it should be the next episode that we do alone, is reacting to our old podcast.
Oh my God.
It's been enough episodes by now. I didn't want to do it at the very start, obviously, but now it's been going on 22, 23 or whatever.
I'm so excited to
So
hear
I'm-
how.
I'm very excited to react to that, because it's going to be very fun. So stay tuned for that. And hey guys, this is us.
Hey guys, thank you so much.
And let's clink, and then we can end it.
Clink,
Thank you all for
finale,
watching.
clink.
Thank you all for surviving through this. I hope it gave you
That's what I
plentiful
was gonna say.
gratitudes.
If you
and
made it at all
bountiful-
this far, at all, if you listened this much, and
I
you're
know
hearing
every
this
YouTuber,
now,
I know it's quirky to be like, if you made it this far, but girl,
no, specifically with this episode, because what the
if
hell
you made
happened?
it this far, then maybe you should
If
go
you
like
made it
check
this
in with
far-
a mental health specialist.
No, if you made it this far and you know me in person, please come to me and tell me that you made it this
Yeah.
far.
Tell me that you made it this far, and tell me that.
Just like come to me and say I made it this far. And
Tell
I'll
me
say,
that-
"Oh, slay."
Tell me that you made it this far, and if you're that one person that I'm specifically addressing this to, get down on one knee. Get
Now,
down on one knee.
I'm gonna ask you off the mic.
Get down on one knee.
Yeah, who the
and
hell?
propose to me.
Who the hell are you talking about?
Who the hell else would I be talking about?
Who listens to this podcast?
No, but just in person, the person.
Oh.
Anyways, I am in need of. Do you know what? We're gonna save that for off the mic or another episode. This is gonna keep going.
Tell
on.
me right now. Elliot wants a dick in his hole.
No. No. Anyways, clinks and goodbye.
Sayonara. Love you.